It's on? Okay. Oops. Can everybody hear me? I don't think it's on. Is Griffin here? It's working? Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to take a seat and get comfortable. My name is Annette Carroll. I'm the chairperson of ACE Mentor of New Hampshire. I'm also the director of People and Culture for Channel Building, Channel Realty, and Closet Factory Boston. I'd like to start by thanking Winnacunnet High School for hosting this event. Thank you, Donna. And I want to thank all of you for being here. Congratulations to our young professionals on completing the 2022 ACE Mentor of New Hampshire program. And in doing so, taking a very important first step toward exploring a potential career. I'm excited to announce that this year, ACE New Hampshire has raised $5,500 in local scholarships from sponsors that you can see up there, including Channel Building Company, Oliver Mechanical, Wellboard Supply, Autodesk, Denron, and Procon, in memory of Mark Stebbins. Not only does this program guide young professionals into a potential career, it's paying them to do it. So congratulations on making the decision to join ACE of New Hampshire. I want to thank the board members who raised this money, and to all of our board members who work very hard behind the scenes and dedicate countless volunteer hours on top of their regular jobs to make this program a success. Absolutely. I can tell you, as someone who hires and guides people for a living, I'll tell you without hesitation, and the students have probably heard me say this before in the first session, that the people who are the most successful in this world are the ones who take control of their careers. And this is a great step in that direction. So let's give our young professionals a round of applause. Thanks. Thank you. ACE Mentor of New Hampshire was revived about 3 or 4 years ago by Brian Knox, who I, as well as several other board members, have worked really close with over the years. Brian recently moved, but I'm pretty sure he's watching our live stream tonight. So thank you, Brian, on behalf of everyone in this room, because if it weren't for his passion and his dedication, none of us would be here. So Brian was really dedicated to ACE's mission. So what is ACE's mission? Our mission is to engage, excite, and enlighten high school students to pursue careers in architecture, construction, and engineering through mentoring, and to support their continued advancement in the industry. Each ACE Mentor affiliate has a board of directors, mentors and team leaders, school champions, and student teams. And we're thankful for all of you tonight, and we celebrate you. ACE is a national program of which ACE New Hampshire is an affiliate. I'd like to introduce you to Darius Johnson. Darius is ACE's Northeast Regional Director who traveled here tonight from Maryland to celebrate in ACE New Hampshire's success. And Darius will give you more insight into ACE as a national organization.
So good evening, everybody. Thank you all for having me here today. I just got to say, first and foremost, it's truly a blessing to be here. I mean, don't really want to go too deep into this, but we all know the events that have happened over the past few days with the school down in Texas. So just got to be straight up and just point that right out and say it's really a blessing to be here. We all might not be here tomorrow or the next day. So I just want to make sure that we all ground ourselves in that fact. And I also want to say that it's truly a blessing for me to be here on behalf of ACE National. As Annette said, I'm your Northeast Regional Director. Today actually marks my, can you hear me through this at all? Okay. So today actually marks my first month on the job. So clearly, I've been jumping right in. This is my anniversary, per se. But I'm grateful to spend this anniversary with you all. So while I'm new to this role, this is actually my second go-around with the ACE Mentor. In a previous life, I was a director of the Baltimore affiliate and spent about a year there, really enjoyed it, but I ended up moving back home to Maryland's Eastern Shore, where I'm from. And over the last few years, I've worked in nonprofit management, communications, and fundraising, all while supporting my father's concrete masonry business through marketing, sales, and field work whenever I'm able to get back in there with them. But then a few months ago, I was approached by my predecessor, Katie Brawarski, to apply for the Northeast Regional Director role with ACE National, and here I am. So on ACE National, this is actually a very exciting time for the organization. ACE Mentor is approaching its 30-year anniversary, and organizationally, ACE is beginning to come of age. We have grown to nearly 80 affiliates across the country with more than $20 million raised for student scholarships in our lifetime. And at the same time, that's over $15 million worth of volunteer time that mentors have put in to help students like you all. So that's a lot for a nonprofit. And now, with this coming of age, ACE National is adamant about deploying resources that supports the sustained growth of affiliates while strengthening the quality of the program for students and all stakeholders involved. The strategy for this effort revolves around supporting ACE alumni through post-high school careers, leading to full-time industry employment. And the resources for this strategy involves alumni internships, alumni scholarships, summer camps, and virtual learning experiences that provide additional enrichment for ACE students. And of course, we're going to continue to try and create and develop more resources, especially with the input of you as the students, the mentors, the school champions. We really rely on your feedback to help us figure out what's the best thing to deploy nationally. Additionally, ACE National is pushing hard to increase exposure to the skilled trades. We recognize there's a huge need for skilled trades workers. There's a lot of opportunity in the skilled trades, and as a broader demographic of students who really want to do tangible work with their hands, actually build and maintain the structures that we're talking about designing. And thanks to a $100,000 grant from Stanley Black & Decker, we're actually able now to help affiliates create and increase access to the trades through our Trades Day initiatives, which are hands-on days where students can really get in and meet with skilled trades practitioners and really learn what it's all about and even participate in some hands-on stations. And some affiliates have already been doing this. It's something that ACE National has recognized that should be scaled in a broader context. So that's why we're really providing this grant money to help affiliates get this started if they haven't done it before, or for the ones that have done it, we want to provide it so that they can scale and increase the accessibility. So if you want to know more about any of these opportunities, whether it be the scholarships, the internships, the trades days, feel free to reach out to me. I'm super accessible. You can find me on LinkedIn. My email's on the website. You can also go to acementortools.org, and it has all that stuff broken down for you. So before I close and pass it back to Annette, I really just want to give a shout out to everyone here in person or here in spirit who really helped establish this New Hampshire chapter. I actually had a convo with Annette, I think it was last week, and she really explained the history of this program to me. And honestly, I was extremely impressed and inspired by what I heard. It's clear that they are dedicated and energetic leaders, from the students to the mentors to the board of directors to the school champions to the sponsors. You all really embody what this ACE mission is all about. And I really think y'all are well positioned to be an influential affiliate for others in our Northeast region and beyond. And I wrote as a newer affiliate, but revived. As a revived affiliate, I really just want to say that I think that your perspective will be important as ACE thinks about how we serve students in this post-pandemic era. And especially during a time where national shifting focus to ensure the quality of the program is just as important, and we need to make sure that we're engaging more students and mentors, but we also need to make sure that the program feels good. It's not just about growth, it's about what the program feels like and what the output of the program is like, the results. So that being said, new perspective sparks new opportunities. So share what you think with us, and we'll grow together. So if there's one thing I want you to keep in mind as this chapter grows and as students, you all move on in pursuit of your college, careers, whatever your path is, please remember that you're part of a national network. Always be thinking about how you can leverage your connections with other students, alumni, mentors, schools, and firms across the nation. And let me know if you need a connection. I'm happy to be the bridge. Last thing, students, when you graduate, please stay connected with us as alumni. Utilize LinkedIn, create an account, let people know that you're affiliated with ACE. People know what ACE is. They want to work with ACE students. They have opportunities specifically for you. LinkedIn is a great way to get in front of them. Additionally, register in our database as alumni so we can make sure that you receive support that's dedicated specifically to you. That way we can keep in contact with you and make sure you get that information. So all that being said, we want to support you through your career. It doesn't just stop when you get your high school diploma. Your local support network is here. We'll be there for you. ACE National, all the supporting firms, they'll be there for you. Just reach out. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Darius. In order for ACE New Hampshire young professionals to experience our industry hands-on, mentors and team leaders help them respond to what's called an RFP, a request for proposal, or some call it request for project. And this was for a new community building, which Michael Harrison, ACE board member, will tell you about in a moment. This was a real-world project that was, or currently is, being built in New Hampshire. And our young professionals were even able to visit the site and take a look around. So our young professionals were guided through the project by industry experts such as architects, construction project managers, engineers, estimators, and these professionals served as their mentors. ACE Mentor of New Hampshire would be impossible without our volunteer mentors, team leaders, and school champions, and of course the board of directors. Will the board of directors who are here, the team leaders, school champions, and mentors, please stand up? I know you're there. I want to thank you very much. Give you a round of applause, because none of this is possible without each and every one of them. Through the ACE Mentor experience, our young professionals were introduced to various career paths, industry vocabulary, and how different trades work together. They even got to work with some technology that's prevalent in the architecture, construction, engineering industry right now. More important than learning how to build a building, and Darius just referred to this, they learned how to build relationships and work collaboratively. And those are vital skills no matter what industry you decide to go into. I'm now going to turn it over to Michael Harrison. Michael is the plumbing division director at Oliver Mechanical, and he is also the chairperson of ACE Mentor of New Hampshire's Mentor Committee. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of the work that the mentors and team leaders and school champions put in. It's been really astounding to be a part of this, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I have some names to run through, and I apologize in advance if I missed anyone, but I wanted to personally thank Bob Green, electrical engineer, Aaron Wolfson, structural engineer, Paige Wilbur, structural engineer, Andy Arsenal and Tyler Wilson, MEP engineers, our architects, John Harper, Courtney Carrier, Ryan Terrell, Caitlin Haran. I'd like to thank Joe Falzone and Paul Kerrigan. And then I'd also really like to give a heartfelt thank you to the team leaders. The role that you guys took on this year was expanded. I don't know if any of you expected or understood before you took it on how much of an involvement it would be, and I really appreciate that. The team leaders were at every session. They were at every in-person session, and they did an amazing job. So they really made my job very easy. So thank you. ACE New Hampshire would like to present a gift to our team leaders, so if I could have Adam Gilsdorf, Steve Height, and Andre Klowitz up here, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is Steve there? Okay.
You wrote the names on it, Annette, and I still messed it up. Yeah. Your wife, my wife would tell you I'm not good with gifts, so yeah. Carrie will also tell you that I have the most slides to show you tonight, which might be consistent with what the students were used to during our sessions. So without further ado, I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit about what the project was this year. We had the students design a 3,000 square foot community building for a 55 plus community in Greenland, New Hampshire. This first slide is of our field trip and the site plan. Steve Height, our civil engineer, did an amazing session on civil engineering to really kick us off. Next slide. This is the program overview. The students were participating in 11 sessions. It actually turned into 12. We had the opportunity towards the end to get in person, and so we seized it, and I think that it paid dividends from what I can tell from the team leaders. The meetings that we did on a weekly basis, I feel like they really started to blossom at that point. So thank you all and the students for your in-person commitment. Next slide. So these were the themes: environmental sustainability, accessibility and inclusion, healthy and engaged community. These were the themes that we gave the students to work with. Next slide. Part of the first couple sessions was explaining to the students that a building comes from a need, a customer's need. And it's our job as tradesmen, as engineers, as architects to fill that need, all the way down to me, being a plumber. So, next slide. John Harper and his team did an amazing job with their architecture session. I'm so sorry that I had to boil it down to this one slide, but it really did say it all. It was so incredible for me as a tradesperson to get to see behind the scenes of how this really comes together. And I think it might have softened my touch in the future when dealing with architects and engineers in general. Next slide. Paige Wilbur and Aaron Wolfson did an amazing job explaining the structural components of building this community building. Again, this is boiled down to one slide, but they did an amazing job of explaining structural components to all of the students and really giving them an idea of what supports a building like this after the finishes are applied. Next slide. Of course. Yeah. Sure. Yep. So during session 7, we were able to do a field trip, and Schönberg Builders was gracious enough to host us, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So these are some slides of our experience on that field trip. The students got to see different homes in stages of construction that were consistent with the sessions that we had created. And there's Emily. Emily, thank you so much. I forgot to mention you during the mentor. It wasn't on my list, but Emily did an amazing job putting it all together for us. There's Adam and Steve discussing the civil site plan. These files are massive, so. After our field trip, Andy Arsenal and ESE, Bob Green from Electrical Systems Engineering did a session on MEPFP, which is Mechanical, Electrical, Plumbing, and Fire Protection Engineering. These are all components, major components in a building that keep you safe, that keep the lights on, that keep sanitary drainage flowing correctly. They went through HVAC, plumbing, and Bob Green went through electrical engineering. Next slide. So all of this culminated in presentations from Kellyanne Mahoney on design. She showed the students all the different tools that she has available to her at Autodesk, particularly Tinkercad. This is a slide of a demonstration that she did. It was excellent. And Tyler Wilson with TW Design and Design Day was gracious enough to offer 3D printing for the students for their models. So once the students came up with their design and their 3D renderings in Tinkercad, They were able to submit them to Tyler for printing, and we have 2 of them here for you to view after the session's completed. And finally, our CMGCs did sessions on construction estimating and construction schedule. Andre led this effort, and it was a really, really great session. Again, I apologize for boiling these down to one slide. There was a lot more here. But this was our session. This is what the students based their community building on. So it was an enriching experience for me personally. And again, I wanted to thank everyone that was involved. Great. All right. So without further ado, we're going to have Oyster River High School start us off. We have 2 students from Oyster River, Henry Gluding-Gilsdorf and Griffin McMillan. If I could have you guys both to the stage. Do you guys want to take that?
While we're waiting, why don't we just want to give you guys some certificates of completion for the program. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Okay, so this is going to be generally like the basis of what our slides presentation is going to look like. This is, I mean, it says right here, presentation overview. There's not a whole lot to talk about on this slide, but yeah. Precision Builders is our company, and we value accuracy. And I mean, I don't want to use the word precision again, but we value professionalism and accuracy, and it's really all about blending those two. As you can see, I'm wearing a tie, so I am definitely very professional. This is what being precision building is. So we're a residential design build firm, making projects like this one, which we're about to show you. And as I mentioned before, the word precision both reflects an aura of professionalism and accuracy in what we do. Now we're going to talk some about our clubhouse. Why? So the reason this exists is it's, well, just generally a place for gathering, right? But this is like a senior community. So what we figured was this would serve as a little bit of a way to get closer with your neighbors, almost. Like, of course, events can be held here, but like, this is a place where you can come and just relax any time of the day you want to. It's going to be a tight-knit community, of course, because of this building. That will have a very large role in bringing this community together. It's built with, if you'd imagine, like traditional house materials, like what you'll see in the community. I mean, yeah. Room for 50 residents, and you can also prepare your own meals here. Like I'll get to that in the 2D floor plan that I made, and like I'll get to that in a minute. There's also like lots of games you can play. Like there's a whole section of the clubhouse where you can entertain yourself, talk to people, and just have a good time. So it's a fun little place. This is the floor plan that I focused on mostly. There are 3 sections you can see here. This is like the kitchen and dining area. You can see seating here and here. There are like kind of more independent tables, and there are like group seating areas. And this is a home style kitchen right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but there are a couple ovens with some burners, and up here in this corner, there's fridges where there's, food for the cooking. And this is a really cool feature. I don't know how well this mic is working, but I haven't been using it. Like right here, this is a central double-sided fireplace, and you can see over it from both sides. There's like a big flame in the middle. It's not that big, but it's very homely, but modern. And on the blue side, as you can see, this is the game area. You have some tables and chairs over here where people can play cards or whatnot. You have a shuffleboard table, and that's to scale, by the way. That was kind of hard. And there's a pool table, and up in there, you can't really see that, but there's, I don't know what you call it, but it's that little game where you throw a hook, or you throw like a ring and try to get it on a hook. Henry knows what I'm talking about. All right. So, and that's cut off, but there is a little bit of a porch extension on the end where you can go out, and on this porch side of the clubhouse, there is there are activities like outdoor horseshoes and whatnot. So, yeah, it's lots of fun. It's somewhere you're gonna want to be. And we gotta talk about the bathrooms. So these are 3 independent stalls because we didn't want to waste a bunch of space, and it's to code. It's not industrial, like, you know, three independent stalls for the bathroom. And did I miss anything? All right, cool. That's the 2D floor plan. Here's the site plan. Henry, you want to talk a little bit about this?
Okay, the site plan was we took the whole clubhouse, and we kind of thought, okay, where's the sunlight gonna hit the building? And we kind of realized that if we kind of moved everything so that you could kind of see the front of the building when you come into the parking area, it would be better. And also the porch gets more afternoon sunlight, and the whole outside game area was just kind of getting better sunlight. Yeah, you can just see the lawn game area as you kind of went up. I think that's it for that. Okay. For the SketchUp model, do we have the mouse? Okay, so for the SketchUp model, we decided to put on the porch. We tried to move the porch and put the farmer's porch. Farmer's. I don't remember what it's called, honestly. The porch here, roof over it. We decided to turn the gable so it was facing the front. Yeah, we decided to put 3 large glass doors on it. What's that? Did I miss anything?
There is the porthole window up there.
Oh yes, yeah. We decided to put a porthole up here. I believe we decided to have a whole kind of no roof. It was just kind of the whole open thing, so there was no inner roof. Yeah. Am I forgetting anything? The back isn't very interesting. It's just kind of because we had the bathrooms, we didn't really want to put any windows in the bathrooms. We did have these windows that were slightly smaller so that we could have the counter space up on it, so they wouldn't actually go into the counter. Am I missing anything? Don't think so. Okay. Any just questions? That was a great ending. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the SketchUp model was pretty fun. Just kind of figuring out that whole thing.
So yeah, we worked independently. He did the SketchUp model. We did work out what the 2D floor plan would look like together, but I did most of that. I personally really like working with CAD and seeing a culmination of my progress over a long period of time. I'm kind of into that. I like long-term projects, so it was fun for me. And also like we had like Adam got us pizza this one time. It was awesome, and that was also fun.
Any other questions? Oh, I don't think there's anything that was that not fun. I don't know. It was pretty fun.
Converting documents. That was awful. I hated that part. I mean, like, I don't want to get all into this, but I mean, like, AutoCAD has like a really specific format that you have to like convert a bunch of ways to send over email, and figuring that part out was kind of a pain. But other than that, I really liked this.
Yeah. I personally, I think we just drew it from scratch, just kind of just like building it up.
I mean, yeah, like again, those two models were independent, but they were both built to scale. Those were like two separate projects almost. There wasn't really a whole lot of conversion between those two, but yeah.
Any other questions?
This whole field interests me, but I am really into engineering. Like, I just like knowing how to make stuff, kind of. I like understanding how things work, what needs to go where, and again, like making progress on projects. So,
I just kind of liked the kind of like 3D modeling. That was pretty cool.
Next up, we'll have the Portsmouth High School team come up. That's Elizabeth, Hasia, and Liam.
Yeah, so our company name is Dynamic Designs Incorporated, and just an introduction, I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Liam.
I'm Hasia.
And we chose our names. We just thought this whole project was really dynamic because we were doing like the mechanical, the electrical, the business stuff. Oh, the architecture. Yeah. Okay, so here's.
Yeah, so with our design, we really wanted to incorporate a few main things. So at the center of it all, it's a recreational and dining area for an elder community to come together. So one of the main things we wanted was for it to be handicap accessible, sorry. So that includes basically, it's all on one floor, it's all really easy to go through, the doors are wide enough, so it's really easy to use and accessible. We wanted it to be really open and spacious and also have natural lighting. So we went with a cathedral ceiling for almost the entire design. And the last thing we focused on was the energy efficiency and sustainability. So we have a lot of insulation in our walls and the roof, and really trying to get high R values for that kind of stuff, for cheap powering, basically. So here's our floor plan. We have all the base things: the entryway, two bathrooms, dining room, quiet room, and an unfinished basement. So as you walk into the entryway there, it's a 200 square foot entryway. You come in, and right on your right is the game room or quiet room. Really, it's a multi-function room. And that's a great 600 square foot place, or a little under that. And to the left, right across the hall, you have the two bathrooms. And then walking in, you get right into your dining room. And this is a high ceiling, Space, 1,500 square feet for dining and just whatever you want, really. And then across the way is the kitchen over there, 375 square foot, right next to the dining room, and the stairs going down to the basement right next to that. So our elevations, we chose some really high things here because we wanted it to be open and spacious. We wanted to have windows that were above so we could kind of layer them. So the entryway goes up to about 15 feet. Our cathedral ceiling goes up to 27 in the top. That's in our dining room. And our regular ceiling heights are around 10 feet. So you can get right into our first rendering that we made in Revit. That's the front of the building. Really just kind of shows all the things I've talked about there. All right, back to you, Elizabeth.
So just a bit about the mechanical system. So we chose an energy recovery ventilator just for the efficiency. It like takes the fresh air from the outside and like brings it inside, and then warm air from the inside going outside. And then also a control system just like that manages the temperature and the carbon dioxide or monoxide. Here, next slide. Okay, and then for our heating and cooling, we decided to go with electric heat pumps with geothermal wells, just again for the efficiency, like using the ground temperature to help with the heating and cooling. So just a little bit about the electrical systems. We did recessed lighting with dimmable LED fixtures just to save energy, and then also room sensors. So if someone walks out of the room and there's no one left in the room, you don't really have to worry about shutting the lights off. It just saves energy. And then obviously security, fire alarm system, Wi-Fi. Everyone needs Wi-Fi. You can do work in there too.
Oh, sorry. So the insulation system, as I said before, really tried to focus on this to make sure that it was easy to heat and just stay at a nice temperature all year round. So we went with a 1-inch styrofoam spray foam for the walls with a 3.5-inch fiberglass layer, really to get a nice, I think we got an R30 value is what we calculated there. And for the roof, we got an R60, so a much higher, with heat traveling up there, especially with a cathedral ceiling. We're thinking a lot of heat's going to go up, so we really want to keep it in. So we have a 9-inch spray foam for our slope ceiling, and then for our flat ceilings, we have a 2.5-inch spray foam and a 13 inches of blown insulation. Yeah. Oh yeah, is this right?
So for the entry vestibule, we were thinking of a built-in 24 by 24 carpet area so that people can dry up if it's raining outside. It's nice and it feels really homey when you walk in, and it's a carpeted area. And there's coat hangers for outer gear. In the winter, if people want to come in and play some games, they can hang their coats, things like that. And then for the bathroom is handicap accessible. So we wanted the wheelchairs to be as smooth as possible in the flooring. So we picked the most smoothest flooring possible, and this one is a 2x2 tile, whereas the wall is a 12 by 24 subway tile. We were thinking of giving the bathroom a really nice, sleek look for the walls and things like that, so it's really bright. And then for the kitchen, its floor tile is 12 by 24, and then the wall tile is 12 by 24 subway tile. We wanted the kitchen to be as bright as possible so that when the sunlight is getting in from the windows and things like that, it'll look really nice and very clean. So for the dining and recreation rooms, we wanted it to be wood because there's going to be the ping pong tables, pool tables, things like that, and we want it to be as durable as possible. And we thought of this so that it can carry all of the 65 people, as well as the tables itself, chairs, things like that. For the exterior finishes, we were thinking of keeping it as basic as possible so that it also merges in with the area itself. So we were thinking of the roof as black architectural shingles, and then the exterior trim as the wood grain vinyl shingles. This can give it a nice gray look, and in the inside also, since it's all white, it goes with the grayish theme.
Right, so our budget, pretty simple. Our company labor, we calculated about 115,000. Equipment and materials, about 200,000. Our sub bids came out to 684,000, giving us a line item total of 967,000 at $161 square foot. And with our 7% markup, we calculated 1,035,000.
For our schedule, we estimated about 30 weeks, like 28-week timeline, and then just 2 extra weeks. A lot of the like shipping, like everything, just takes extra time. If there's any problems, we just wanted those extra 2 weeks. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Also, we just wanted to say thank you to Miss Belvon, Andre, Tyler, and Caitlin, and the ACE board. Just thank you so much for helping us out with this. We really appreciated it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, questions? Oh, sorry, that wasn't right up. Just questions? Anyone? Sure. I don't know what was most surprising to you guys.
The building model itself, once we figured out the floor plan, it took a while for us to like find a place to structure the building itself, and Liam helped with most of it. You know, he structured the whole thing on, what was it called?
Revit.
Yeah, Revit. He did the whole model itself, and we 3D printed it. Do you want to show that? Should we show the 3D print? 3D model.
Are we gonna see the 3D print, the models afterwards, or?
Yeah, we can show it around.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyler. Thanks for.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tyler. Does anyone want to see this? I can bring this over to the table. Yeah.
Rip the roof off.
Yep.
Oh.
How did you guys work collaboratively together when you didn't all agree on an idea?
I feel like we didn't really have that many like disagreements.
I mean, yeah, it's with 3 of us. I feel like whenever we met, even when there was small differences of opinion stuff, we pretty much talked them over and figured them out. Really kind of working as a team, making sure all 3 of us got to have a voice in it. So.
Yeah, we pretty much had the same ideas anyway, so it was easy for us to just come up with like one subject.
Yeah, like having the same vision for like the community
Yep.
building, and then we liked like natural light and efficiency. So
We have
just
a
went
lot of
with that.
built-in windows, if you see here. We have like in the bathrooms there's privacy windows, so there's still sunlight in the bathrooms, but it's just high up that it's private. And we also have windows up here so that there's much more lighting on the top and the sides as well. So this area feels really bright in the summer, and in the winter it allows as much light as possible.
Yeah. Any more? I just really I learned so much from this. I probably didn't know like 90% of anything that was on this slideshow before like we learned it with ACE. So yeah, I just thought it was cool like learning about the civil engineering and like the mechanical and just everything that went into it. Yeah, that was cool to learn about.
I really had a great time 3D modeling it. I had never used Revit before. I mean Revit. Sorry, not Reddit. But through Autodesk, I was able to get through the software. So thank you with that so much. And really use it, and I had a really great time just modeling it and stuff. Yeah. Fun.
I also didn't know most of the stuff in here, like the mechanical systems and the electrical systems were all new to me. So it was really interesting to learn all those, and like the start of like building a whole community center, because I thought after the floor plan we would just like start building something, but it took a lot more, the insulations, things like that. We really had to think of everything, and we really had to be mindful of what the whole community should think of it. So it took a lot of time for us to come up with one idea.
Any other questions? I think Andre helped us out a lot about like what maybe for each space, what would be good, what would be durable for each space, and then we thought about who would be using it. Like for the rec room, we wanted something really durable. Like people are going to be moving around a lot. For the kitchen, we wanted something that would be easy to clean. So yeah, like we just what was practical made the most sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we did a little research with it as well, or a good amount for some parts of it. And having a 3D model helped because we were able to actually put different textures for wall like vinyl sheeting and stuff, and able to see what it would actually look like on the model when it was finished. So it was really helpful.
Any other questions?
So it kind of just came of the design process. I originally started with a design that looked a lot similar to, very similar to this, and I was thinking since the kitchen and the bathrooms, everything that used like main utilities would go on one side, that could be its own lower tier, and as you see in the building. So because of that, and also because we have this main space right here, I realized if I slope the roof up farther, I could just add in other windows, and it really just kind of worked out that way. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions? All right. Yeah, thank you so much.
Last but not least, I'd like to welcome Winnicott High School to the podium, Brock and Nathan.
All right. So we're from Winnicott. This is our school right here. It's pretty nice. I just want to give a thank you to ACE. I had a lot of fun during this, and thank you to all the mentors. I really enjoyed the field trips. Thank you. These are our team members right here. I just want to give a thank you to Steve and John. Thank you so much for helping us out on this. And here's our project proposal for the community building. So, as you can see here, we have a map of the residence, and can't really get up there, but so we have the parking lot, and then we have the community building. So our original thoughts there were that we wanted to make sure that our roof wasn't really like exposed that much for snow, because we have not as like slanted roof, but it's still like slanted. And we also didn't want it flowing into the parking lot, so we gave some space there. And then basically here we have a road going to the community building from the neighborhood that circles through the neighborhood so that everyone has access to it. And then here's the requirements. 2,000 to 3,000 square foot single-story community space with full basement for storage, full kitchen and dining space, recreation space for boardrooms and activities, restrooms, proposal, and the considerations.
So for my design process, we use Tinkercad to design the main floor. This is a zoomed version. Next slide, please. So the first room is the dining area. It's right in front of the vestibule to the left. It's an open space that can seat up to 27 people at a time, and it's used for people to eat and socialize. Our second room is the recreation area. It's a meeting space right to the right of the vestibule. There's 2 tables. One is a pool table and the other is a table tennis table. There's also 2 TVs for people to watch TV, and we got a table for board games and multiple stools. We also added a lot of windows in that room, so more natural light comes in. For our third room, which is in the very back, sort of to the left, it's the kitchen. It's designed for where the food is prepared and it is delivered to the customers or the people who are in the clubhouse. Our fourth room is the dish room. It's the room where the dishes are cleaned and put back into the kitchen. Our fifth room is the stairs. It goes down to the basement, and that's where all our storage is. It's blocked off so people don't wander down there. Our bathrooms are more of like, kind of like a restaurant bathroom. There's multiple stalls. We have 2 of them, and they're in the back right of the building. And 7 is up front by the vestibule. It's an 8 by 20 foot room for people to get out of the elements such as like rain and the sun. Here is the basement. This is the back. If you look at the stairs, it's the very back of the building. It's basically all it is for storage and for utilities such as like the furnace and the AC. Here is a front view. You see the vestibule up front, and we had decided to put 6 windows and not a very slanted roof so that the snow can just come right off, and it's not too tall up. Next slide. For our color scheme, we decided to do yellow clapboards. The concrete foundation is just gray. We decided to do black shingles because we thought it would match with the yellow, and white triple pane windows and a metal navy blue door.
All right, so for the structure type and materials used, we had a concrete foundation, standard wood frame construction, wood I-beam floor joists, manufactured truss roof system, standard architectural shingles. We had the intent for solar panels to save some energy. Zip frame sheathing, triple pane high energy efficient clad windows, which will be white. Metal frame exterior doors, navy blue. Interior door, 9 light, white. 4-inch vinyl clapboards are yellow. For the mechanical systems and plumbing, we have mini splits for heating and cooling, standard plumbing, heating and cooling for bathrooms, fans for bathroom and kitchen, LP gas for cooking, and LP on-demand water and heater. Electrical, solar, LED lights, 600 amp service, vents for vents and fans for bathrooms and kitchen. And here we have the cost estimate sheet. So our estimated time for the project is 30 weeks. So for site work, we have all the numbers right here. And right here we have the ending bid for $789,638. And then we have all the construction subtotals. Finishes, ceramic tile for the kitchen and dish room. Vinyl plank flooring in every room, including vestibule. Vinyl mop boards throughout, 5.25-inch molding. Suspended acoustical tile ceiling throughout, so that's kind of like the ceiling that we have here. And then typical window and door colonial framing, 2.5 molding, and 2 coats of wall paint. the construction timeline, evacuation and excavation and foundation, 4 to 7 weeks, rough framing 5 to 8 weeks, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing 1 to 4 weeks, installation 5 to 12 hours, interior partitions 1 to 2 days, sliding and roof 7 to 8 days, finishes 1 month, site work 1 month.
Any questions? Our model, yeah.
Alright, so here we have the ceiling, and so when you take off the top, do you want to
Sure.
Alright.
So right here is, there was furniture in here, but we didn't want to make it too complex so the printer might not work. This is the dining area. This is the vestibule right here. This is the dish room, the kitchen. This right here is the custodial closet. The stairs go down here. You got 2 bathrooms in the back. They have 2 stalls each, and this is where the game room is. Any more questions?
What do you find the most gratifying with your design?
What do you think the most gratifying part was? Probably when I was building this. The best part about building it is when everything just clicked together and it finally it was like perfect.
I think when I started understanding like what you guys were saying on the Zooms, it was really exciting. Any other questions? Alright.
Were there any times that you were going through the process to where you felt it was too late to make changes that you really should have?
Yeah, for Tinkercad, it saves automatically, so after it saves, you can't go back and remove the walls. So what happened is a lot of times when I had to change the walls, I actually had to go back, put a hole there, so and completely reconstruct the walls.
I didn't really feel that. I worked on the presentation, but maybe if I was when I was finding the prices of something and I did a wrong calculation, I had to go all the way back and redo it and start from the beginning.
How did you go about selecting the materials? Did you do it based on price or based on look or
We did it more on look.
functionality?
We did it really quickly because we agreed that the yellow and the blue door looked really good. And so did the white windows.
Yeah.
Why did you choose the vinyl plank flooring over somebody else's parking?
The vinyl plank flooring is just, it's easier to clean up if there's a spill. So if somebody's gonna spill a drink, you just get a mop and you clean it up.
We have way more people walking through when you want to wear down as much.
Yeah.
And it's also more slippery.
So that the kitchen and the dish room were separate, correct, from the rest of the space?
Yeah.
Was your intention for the residents to utilize that kitchen or for employees to cater there?
We were going to have a couple employees in there making food.
I'd say go. I'd say do it. It's really fun. You learn a lot. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely worth it if you're into engineering and construction.
Has this helped either of you make a decision towards what field you might be moving towards?
It's narrowed it down. Well, it's narrowed it down to probably, I don't know, electrical or HVAC.
me, it kind of stay the same because I'm into engineering, but I'm also built to like actually like building with wood and nails. So it's kind of hard. So it's like I like the engineering part, but I'd also like to be there actually building the building.
Teams, thank you so much. Those presentations were excellent. We really appreciate it. At this time, we'd like to invite you to enjoy some refreshments provided by Chinburg Builders. Kindly meet us back here shortly as Leslie Del Soto, Project Manager at Procon and Secretary of ACE Mentor of New Hampshire, will announce the winning team, as well as our scholarship winners. Thank you.
it was requirements for the project. So, you know, there was budget, there was schedule, there was floor plans. What am I missing? What else was on there? So basically just the requirements for the project. So it's really hard to judge because you all did such an incredible job. So I do want to have like one more round of applause for the young professionals and their company. Great job. And it's hard to pick, but we do have to have a winner. I'm not like everybody gets a trophy. Can you not hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, the stream. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to take this off. So yeah, I want to say a little bit of something because there were, you know, great aspects of all three of the teams. First, I want to talk about third place, Oyster River, which was precision construction or precision builders. So some things that we liked about your project. Human-centric, very much. We loved the way you talked about the activities that were happening in the building, inside, outside. We loved the layout of the building, how you were conscientious of, you know, the time of day and what you're going to see coming up and where you're going to be looking out at the outside activities. So that was, we really, really loved that. And just that the guys, super personable. It was very engaging. We felt your energy in the project. We loved the explanation of the company name. That's one thing that we always find is really important, that, you know, the marketing of your company and you were explaining what the meaning of your company was. So, you know, great job, precision. Nice job, guys. Okay, second place. And these were all very close. I hate to do first, second, third. They were very close. Everyone worked really hard. Second place, NB Construction, which is Winnicott. Okay, some great things we thought about your project. You fulfilled all the requirements here and on the other sheet. We loved the detailed room descriptions on that slide where you had numbers for each of the rooms and talked about what was happening in each of the rooms. That was great presentation of that. It got you really understanding what was going to be happening in each of those rooms on your floor plan. The detailed 3D model was incredible. We all love that, particularly, you know, the toilets and the bathrooms, and thought that was amazing. There was a great collaboration between the teammates. I thought that was incredible. I personally loved, and again, going back to the marketing, I personally loved that every single one of your slides had your company name on it. That's very important just in real life business world. You know, you're putting yourself out there. We're NB Construction, that's us. Good job, guys. Okay, first place, Dynamic Designs Incorporated. That's Portsmouth High School. So what we liked about it, again, fulfilled all the requirements of the project, very detailed oriented. We love that you really had a focus on the energy efficiency, and you guys had incredible communication skills for the actual presentation. I'm sure you did throughout the length of your project, but your communication and how you put it out there as far as explaining each and every one of the slides to us and really giving us an understanding of what the project was, what the schedule was, the budget. There was like a great communication there. And so that, for those reasons, that's why we awarded you the winner of this year's contest. Come on up and get your prize. Come on up and get your prize. Is it Liam?
Yes.
Good job. Good job, Elizabeth, right? Hasia. Good job, guys. Thank you so much. Good job. Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, as Annette mentioned earlier, the ACE Mentor of New Hampshire has made available scholarships to the tune of $5,500 to these 2022 young professionals. We had very few seniors this year, so we had the schools open up to all of the participants. In that way, all the grade levels, as well as the alumni, to the program. And that way, if you're not graduating this year, we'll hold it on to you. We're going to keep record of it. And then when you do make your decision, whether it be college or whether it be trade school or whatever, when you're ready, we'll have it for you. It's earmarked, never going anywhere. So that was like a great opportunity to make this available for everyone. And maybe if you're in the program next year, maybe you accumulate a couple of them along the way for whatever you have going on after high school. The scholarship recipients, here we go. Should I go in a particular order, or do you want me to? Okay. Turned upside down here, in order. Okay, so just so you know, we also had a scholarship committee that met yesterday. We took in all of the applications that you sent to us. There were a bunch, and we all reviewed them separately and had a rubric to look at, which is basically, you know, what the different qualifications we had, and everybody got different scores. And then the scholarship committee met on teams to go over and to rule on who we thought was deserving of these scholarships. So, without further ado, the first is a $1,000 from Wallboard Supply scholarship. Goes to Elizabeth Drakatis of Portsmouth High School. Also, come on up. Also to Elizabeth, she also got a $500 Denron scholarship. So, she's got two. Okay, next is a $1,000 channel building scholarship to Emily Jeffrey of Winnicott High School. Here you go, Emily. Thank you so much. Nice job. Thank you. Okay. Next, we have a $1,000 Procon Mark Stebbins Memorial Scholarship to Griffin McMillan of Oyster River High School. There you go. You want to pose for the camera? There's that personality.
We'll ask all the students
At the end, yeah.
so we can all take a group photo.
Okay, $1,000 Oyster River Mechanical Scholarship to Hasia. Sorry, what did I say? Sorry. Sorry, Oliver Mechanical Scholarship for $1,000. I've got all these schools in my head. To Hasia Karthik. I'm sorry. I'm just getting him back because he pronounced my last name incorrectly. Uh-huh. Congratulations. Okay, next is a $500 Autodesk scholarship to Nathan D'Ambrosio. Nice job, Nathan. Okay, and the last one is another $500 Autodesk scholarship to Brock Wakeland of Winnicott High School. There you go. Nice job, Brock. Thank you. I probably should have announced myself. Now I'm going to, because it just made me think of it because I butchered Oliver Mechanical. Leslie Del Sesto, Procon Construction project manager. Been a member of the ACE Mentor board since its inception of its sort of revival 4 years ago. And it's been really great. For me personally, it was really hard to have 2 years of, the lag. It was hard for everyone, but it was hard to kind of put this program on hold because we were building such momentum. And this year it's been really great to have it back. And we're just hoping that, the next couple of years we're going to build more and more momentum. And hopefully you're going to tell your friends, tell your classmates, and we'll get a bunch of people in here and keep the momentum going with this program because it's been really exciting. Annette, you want to bring it back?
Thank you. So congratulations to everybody, all the scholarship recipients, the winning team, and all of our participants this year. I'd just like to conclude the evening by again thanking Winnacunnet High School for hosting us, Chinburg Builders, who acted as the construction manager, Joe Falzone, the project owner, and Chinburg also provided us with refreshments tonight, so thank you, Emily, so much for that, organizing all of that. And just thank you so much to all of the mentors, the team leaders, the school champions, and the board members who made this possible. And many thanks and congratulations to all of our young professionals for choosing to open your mind to a career path that can take you on a lot of different directions to success. We hope that we'll see you all again next year and encourage your fellow classmates to do the same. I also just want to mention that ACE Mentor of New Hampshire, we are always looking for mentors as well as board members. So if that's something you're interested in, please speak with any one of us for more information. You can also follow us on social media. So congratulations to everybody. We wish you a wonderful evening, and thank you so much. I also just want to ask the students to come up front so we can take group photos. That would be great. Thanks.